Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to What's the Topic Again podcast. I am your host, Deborah Love, at least your co host, Deborah Love.
And I am your other co-host, Emaria, aka Mars on the internet.
And today, at least the entire month, as far as our podcasts are concerned, we really are paying tribute to Black History Month. And today, we're going to devote this entire podcast to our HBCUs.
I take sippy.
And while she take a little break on sipping out of her cup, I just want to say that, getting your education, higher education is something good. They do have alternative route these days.
Right.
When I was growing up, it was like go to high school, go to college, get a degree,
You
get a good job.
I'm like, you should
Yeah.
be financially stable
Right,
by then.
get a good job, and then, make money and retire.
Yeah.
I didn't take that route.
No.
I started going to college, then I stopped going to college because I did find a good job without going to college. So it can work that route.
Things work in mysterious ways.
Right. But as far as the HBCUs, since we want to dedicate our time to today, and for the ones that are able to see us on our YouTube podcast channel, we do have our Black History Month banner. And I'll make sure that she just get a shot of it without us being in front of it, and then we can so you can see the full thing. I noticed some people like Shirley Chisholm, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King Jr.,
Just
Barack
to name
Obama,
a few people.
Malcolm X,
Show off.
Angela Davis, Madam C.J. Walker, Oprah, Serena. I think I know her name. That's the astronaut Jimerson, something like that. Some people I don't know, but I'm proud of myself. I know the majority of the people on this banner, so I am proud of myself for knowing some of them. Other ones I probably have to look up.
Yeah. But we're just going to look at the history of HBCUs, where it started off in the first place and why did it start that way in the first place, even though most of us know. Still, though, it's a bigger reason behind it in the first place, of course.
Definitely.
And then also we're going to be talking about the top 25 HBCUs
Of
in
2024.
Yes. And we're going to take a little break and we're going to get started.
And we're back. So we're going to start off with, first we're going to be starting off as well. It's Historically Black Colleges and University Initiative. We're going to be looking in the state of Georgia. Again, she will be putting all of the links that we got this information from, so that we're giving credit to these websites
and researchers.
And just it's not going to be us. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, Historically Black College and University, HBCUs. So if someone to say they go to HBCU, just know that those initials stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. They have been defined as institutions that were established before 1964 with the principal mission of educating African Americans. So there are more than 100 HBCUs located mainly in the southeastern United States. The District of Columbia, and the Virgin Islands.
Y'all go get sick of these hand claps, but it's an accomplishment. It's an achievement.
So the state of Georgia is the home of 10 HBCUs. And here
Rapid fire
they
listing them
are.
off. Let's
Right.
go.
Ready? Albany State University, Clark Atlanta University, Fort Valley State University, Interdenominational Theological Center,
Long one.
Morehouse College, Morehouse School of Medicine, Morris Brown College, Payne College, Savannah State University, and Spelman College.
It's
10 in the state of Georgia.
Yeah. I was considering Savannah State specifically, not the actual university, like just Savannah State University,
but a school in Savannah.
Yeah, specifically Savannah Savannah State
Arts and
Arts
design.
and design, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. And I was considering it, but I'm probably gonna put more thought into it because I don't want to just jump into something just
Right.
because I want to do it for myself and myself only.
And like I told her, uh, before she graduated from high school, she'd been out of school for a while, but I told her don't go to school, waste your time, waste the instructor's time,
Hmm.
and waste money,
Yeah,
especially just trying to go to school to do
Mhm.
something and get something because your daddy and I have it.
Yeah.
I never tried to pound that into her because today it's so many avenues that you can get certifications.
Hmm.
You really don't have to go and get a degree. Certification can get you in the door.
Hmm.
Sometimes people with degrees and sometimes people with certifications. Yeah, it depends on the job because
Mhm.
sometimes they're gonna be looking for the person with a degree and with the experience, and then other times they're gonna be looking for someone who just certified in their position and
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
experience. So it can depends on the company and depends on the position.
Hmm.
Okay, the HBCU program came into existence in 1980 when
Hmm.
United States President Jimmy Carter, thank you Jimmy Carter,
Thank
signed
you.
an executive order establishing the White House Initiative on HBCUs.
Hmm.
The initiative was created to generate a federal government wide
Hmm.
effort to strengthen these institutions to help HBCUs gain access to federally funded programs. Under subsequent administration, the program has been strengthened and the role of HBCUs expanded in national affairs. So in 1988, a survey of HBCUs was conducted under the Secretary of the Interior's Historic Preservation Initiative,
Hmm.
HPI,
Hmm.
an outgrowth of the White House Initiative. The HPI was established to identify, restore, and preserve those historic structures on HBCU campuses considered to be the most threatened. So they basically went around, I guess they noticed some buildings that maybe probably could have been abandoned, probably just needed the most work.
Hmm.
And that's where the money went to. So it was established in direct response to the needs of many of the historically black colleges and universities, which had critical rehabilitation and restoration needs, but lacked the resources to repair their buildings. So,
Hmm.
you may have the need, but you don't have the money. People
Right.
don't feel like they want to give back to the school once they graduate from it.
Hmm.
So, this was an opportunity for those HBCU programs has proven to be beneficial to Georgia in preserving special places.
Hmm.
The survey singled out 4 HBCUs in Georgia among the final 11 identified by the National Park Services to contain buildings considered as historically significant and endangered. So the schools were Morehouse College, Graves Hall, Morris Brown College, Gaines Hall, and Spelman College, Packard Hall, and now part of Atlanta University Center. Savannah State University was the fourth HBCU to have a significant building identified, Hill Hall. And all of these Georgia institutions have played and continue to play significant roles in the highest education of African Americans. Because I know I hear people, you know, I hear Morehouse, I hear Morris Brown, I hear Spelman. You hear those schools' names
Hmm.
all the time when it come down to the HBCUs because they do have people that become actors,
Hmm.
at least become celebrities,
Hmm.
singers,
Hmm.
things like that have gone to those colleges.
Hmm.
So from 1994 to 1999, Congress appropriated $7 million under the authority of the National Historic Preservation Act for HBCUs preservation grants. Matching grants were awarded to the United Negro. Hmm, matching grants.
Hmm.
So the same amount that Congress appropriated, they matched that and they awarded that to the United Negro College Fund, and then subgranted by the United Negro College Fund to HBCUs included in the Secretary of the Interior's HPI. So HBCU grant funds are appropriated from the Historic Preservation Fund and administered by the National Parks Services. So that's a lot of money going to
Yeah, I'm like, that's
the
good though.
HBCUs. Yeah,
That's nice. That was nice.
yeah, to really put into use as far as giving it back to those schools and preserving those buildings. So great work.
Yes, I agree.
On behalf of just the United States government recognizing that, and then appropriating that amount of money to those schools. But then you got 100 HBCUs. Out of 100 HBCUs, you telling me that 4?
I know, got like the higher advantage, but no negativity here.
No negativity. Just, I guess they have to apply for those grants, and then
so you think you even get approved to even get X amount of money that they're asking for. That's
right. That's some research that we will have to do.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get into some of the history behind how it even all started.
How it started, right? So before the Civil War, higher education for African American students was virtually non-existent because they were slaves and they could not go to school. So the few who did receive schooling, such as Frederick Douglass, he's on our board,
on my right,
often studied in informal and sometimes hostile settings. Some were even forced to teach themselves entirely as a result of African American generally being denied admission to traditionally white institutions. Historically black colleges and university HBCUs became the principal means for providing them with post-secondary education. These institutions were founded and developed in an environment of legal segregation, and by providing access to higher education contributed substantially to the progress African Americans have made in improving their status, because it was opportunities that they could have had as far as jobs before, but they were denied it because they didn't have the education.
Education, race, all that.
Right. So it was just those stipulations that said, no, you couldn't get the job. You probably can do the job better than the person who had the education. But since you didn't have that degree, you were denied that job.
I mean, technically, we talked about this last week anyway with what was his name again?
Augustus?
Yes. I'm going to say
Lushington?
Lushington. Specifically, because he couldn't get doctor in front of his name because they only gave him a certificate.
They
gave
him a certificate. He went to school. He did the same
thing.
No
degree, a certificate. He did everything that all the white men did, but he's got a certificate. No degree to put doctor in front of his name.
But he was a sponsored student. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just on the sense of
it's like he was handpicked to come to school to do the same thing, but
it's like baffling. That's why I'm like more sense. It's like really,
but his works didn't go unnoticed. So
I know.
He had to,
that was in the feature,
go another route,
right?
But yeah.
But still, though, it's like on the sense. It was like, really, I have all the credentials and then some at that. But you okay? I'm gonna get mad, but
that's just how it worked back in history, like that.
Right.
So, in 1837, 26 years before the end of slavery, Richard Humphreys, a Quaker philanthropist, founded the Institute for Colored Youth to train freed African Americans to become teachers. It became the first higher education institution for African Americans founded in Cheney, Pennsylvania. It was followed by 2 other institutions, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, 1854, and Wilberforce University in Ohio, 1856. By 1953, more than 75,000 students were enrolled in such well-known public and private HBCUs such as Fisk University, Hampton Institute, Howard University, Meharry Medical College, Morehouse College, Spelman College, and Tuskegee Institution.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of students, 75,000.
Yeah.
As well as a host of smaller black colleges located in southern and border states. HBCUs also enrolled 3,200 students in graduate programs, and these private and public institutions mutually serve the important mission of providing education for teachers, ministers, lawyers, and doctors for the African American population in a racially segregated society. So it was just that you couldn't walk through the door of the white institution, but those black institution was established for them to give them that same credentials their white counterparts had. You just had to go a different route.
Right.
From institution formed to serve former slaves. Today, there are more than 100 HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
And with nearly 300,000 students enrolled, so that almost triple the amount than what they had back at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, half of these institutions are under private control, and the other half are public colleges and universities. Most 87 of the institutions are four-year colleges or universities, and 20 are two-year institutions. In the past, more than 80% of all African American college graduates have been trained at HBCUs, and although they were originally founded to educate African American students, HBCUs have historically enrolled students of all races
Mm-hmm.
and ethnicities.
Now, I was just thinking that, in my opinion, too. Just nowadays, anyway, it's not like, oh, this is for black people and black
Right.
people only. Anybody can get that same education. I'm gonna say you're just in a black established school. That's all that
Right.
is.
And just enroll.
Yeah, that's it.
Just enroll. It's not like no one will be turned away.
Right. It's equal.
You have to meet, but you do have to meet,
Of course,
fill
like,
out an application.
yeah, like of course
Yeah.
credentials and stuff like that.
Right.
But still,
Right.
though, it's on the sense of if you want that education and if that's the school that you choose, they gonna have you open. At least if you get accepted, have you in open arms the whole time. They're not gonna bat an eyelash about that. You
Right.
know.
So listen to this statistics. In 2014, non-African American students made up 21% of enrollment at HBCUs, and this diversity continues to increase over time.
Mm-hmm.
Over 100 years later, HBCU graduates are still thriving
Mm-hmm.
even more today than African American graduates of other schools. Recent studies find big differences between black HBCU graduates, those who attended, and those who attended others show.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
thus it is evident that historically black colleges and universities continue to be a vital resource in the nation's educational system, providing pivotal academic and life experiences to those who attend.
Yeah.
So, great job as far as Jimmy Carter starting it off,
Mm-hmm.
and then other presidents looking and doing things for those HBCUs, because
Mhm.
I know that we did talk about this earlier,
Yeah.
that, most of the times when it come down to schools, your alumni,
Yeah.
your graduates that become alumni give back to those institutions.
Mm-hmm.
And
they do that in any sort of way, like on the sense of them physically being there to like
Right.
help out their school, like you said, specifically funding, on the sense of just helping out the school and out curricular activities and stuff like that. Anything of the sort that they will do that, especially if they want to like continue to represent the school.
Right. And then those people, they give back, and probably some that's able to give back. It depends on, where their career is taking them to, how successful they are.
Mm-hmm.
They give millions back to the school,
Right. Like,
and
We were talking about anyway, at least I was talking about with you earlier with the halftime show. We don't know what HBCU that was anyway in the first place that Usher brought along. But I'll probably pull it up which HBCU it was, because I know good and well it was one.
they did good.
They did amazing.
They did good.
The
The whole
halftime show was
halftime show was
so
good.
in my opinion. But we ain't talk about no football. We talk about
Right.
colleges, but still though it kind of correlates with that anyway, because I know when Beyonce did that, she brought out HBCU, if I'm incorrect as well.
And she brought out Grambling State University
Mhm.
when she did her thing.
Yeah, so it's just, you got a lot of celebrities and
Yeah.
just people alone just want to always continue to represent a school or their school that they graduated from.
Right.
So, yeah, it's always good to see that, in my opinion, in the public eye, for sure.
It is.
Yeah. But we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to look at this website that I pulled up on the screen, and we'll be right back. Okay, shout out to HBCU first, because y'all wouldn't let me print out y'all stuff because y'all want to copyright it. Anyway, but this website is really good in my opinion, all jokes aside. To look at, in my opinion, I'll leave it on the description as always. And it has two little short videos. They're 2-minute videos that you can watch. Especially some people's attention span are very short nowadays. 2 minutes should not take up too much of your time.
Right.
And this is just talking about the history just in a short form way, in my opinion. And both of the videos definitely show like the higher education. And
Basically a summary.
That's all that is. But yeah, would you like to start, Mama, with
Yes.
the history of black colleges and universities?
Okay. The history of historically black colleges and universities. Historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, have been at the center of American story for over 180 years,
That's a long
socially
time.
and economically.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Many notable black Americans have attended HBCUs, including Vice President Kamala Harris. She went to Howard University. Oprah Winfrey went to Tennessee
right
State
there.
University. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Morehouse College. The first black U.S. Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall, Go Marshall, Lincoln University, and Howard University, and NFL Hall of Famer and TV host Michael Strahan attended Texas Southern University. All right, so.
And it's always a good thing, in my opinion, to hear celebrities and stuff like that.
And they be proud of the school that they go to.
Oh, yeah.
They shout those
They
out
shout them
really,
out.
really good.
Anytime that they can get it, you know?
So you want to do the beginner or you want to do the Renaissance?
I'll do the Renaissance, I guess.
Okay. So the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
After the Civil War, which was 1861 to 1865, HBCUs emerged to provide black Americans the most basic of human rights, access to a full education. The basic of human rights,
right,
you know?
Right.
Just to get your education.
Mm-hmm.
So prior to the Civil War, the education of black Americans was prohibited in most southern states and often discouraged in northern states, resulting in only a few black schools being in existence. You had your, as I mentioned earlier, Cheney University, established in 1837, the University of the District of Columbia, 1851, Lincoln University in 1854, and I also noted Wilberforce University in 1856 earlier. So most of our nation's HBCUs were started by philanthropists and free blacks. Southern states are at the behest of the federal government and religious organizations such as the American Missionary Association, the AMA, and the African American Episcopal AME Church. By and large, the HBCUs were established to educate the children of formerly enslaved people and train them to teach other black Americans. So the quote from President George H.W. Bush, he made this quote on this statement really April 28th, 1989. He stated, and I say, quote, at a time when many schools barred their doors to black Americans, these colleges, HBCUs, offered the best and often the only opportunity for a higher education, end quote.
In my opinion, he right about that.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, you hear a lot more people come out of like an HBCU, in my opinion, with good education. I mean that. I'm talking even like in our family for sure, on the sense of just coming out with like good education. It's like, okay.
And I just to think off the top of my head, because I grew up in Mississippi, I know Mississippi State University, Ole Miss, those predominant white colleges did not allow black students to come there.
At one point in time, I do remember that.
And then you can look back in history, you can see the
especially,
first black student that went to the school, but to those predominant white institutions.
I'm gonna say, especially for me being an all-star cheerleader, I heard about like Ole Miss and stuff like that in Alabama State, everything like that, the sort. And it's like, at one point in time, y'all history got a little dark, but I'm gonna say, but for somebody, for somebody to see the potential in somebody that's a different race than white, just to have them in open arms and like give them the opportunity to actually like do that, in my opinion, is always an honor, and just to keep the movement going is really good, in my opinion, as well.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else about that because I can go into a whole nother direction.
Which I say we keep that silent.
We're gonna keep it silent. I'm not saying anything. So, because HBCUs were the only schools available to most black Americans, they often provided primary, secondary, and post-secondary education.
Okay, so this is the Renaissance. Don't mind my speak of English because, in my opinion, I'm not that great at it. I am not. Anyway, from the late 1800s to the late 1900s, HBCUs thrived and provide refuge from laws and public policies that prohibited Black Americans from attending most colleges and universities. HBCUs provide undergraduates training from 75% of all Black Americans holding a doctorate degree, 75% of all Black officers in the armed forces, and 80% of all Black federal judges, which is based off of the U.S. Department of Education.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really good percentage
Mm-hmm.
of them getting undergraduate training from HBCUs.
That's always good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before higher education was desegregated in the 1950s and 60s, almost all Black college students enrolled at HBCUs.
Yeah.
Legal segregation has prevented Black Americans from attending college in the South, and quotas limited the numbers of Black students that could attend college in the North.
And just think, the North didn't prohibit them from going to school.
No.
They discouraged them from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The South prohibited them from doing it, furthering their education. And then with the North really discouraging you, they put a quota on who gonna come, how many Blacks we gonna have at this institution.
They put a percentage on you.
We got two. Two is enough.
Yeah,
two. That's it.
And it's like, what?
We have met our quota.
Yeah, but it's like, what? Really?
But then I can still only imagine the numbers that did fall into their quota,
mm-hmm.
how they would probably treat it.
Yeah. I must say, more sense of it's like, why are these?
Why are you here?
Yeah, I must say, why are these next here? Almost like how it is on the sense of, for sometimes nowadays you see a white, we see somebody else that is not your own race in a school. It's like, why are you here at this HBCU? And it's more sense of sometimes off of curiosity and not off of hate,
Well, I think some people in their mindset, HBCUs are for Blacks.
Yeah.
And then that's saying that's for us.
In my opinion, that's not right.
I know that's not right, but I'm just saying it could be the mindset of people.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just in general, if people think their way, that is not right, in my opinion. Especially off of where it started anyway.
Right, I agree.
It's supposed to be everybody equally just to get a higher education.
Right.
That's all that is. Especially
and even if you of that race that was denying the Blacks to go to that particular school, it still doesn't mean that they accepted everybody of their own race.
Right.
They probably still was looking, as they said, the creme de la creme, to go to those schools to represent them.
But we just gonna stick like
I
that.
digress.
But I said we just gonna stick like that because
okay.
I'm just saying, just in general, we're not trying to sound negative the whole time. It's just on the sense of you hear it in media nowadays because we always have social media in front of us all the time. Just in general, just talking about we talk about the good things, of course,
right?
But we also talked about still the negative things that you hear in media,
or the real things
and
that you see.
History as well, which you cannot avoid, obviously, and just in general, trying to give insight for our listeners and also our viewers as well, because on the sense of some people say, oh, it's just like this, or oh, it's just like that. No, it can be both at the same time, and sometimes you just need to understand that it is both at the same time,
I just proud of the people in history that seen the need for educating Black people and took a stance to start those HBCUs or those schools in general for them to get their post-secondary education. So,
yes, I agree. I just trying to make sure it's not like we negative here all of a sudden. No. I just want to make sure this is just we saying the good things right now about these HBCUs, but we also need to bring in some light on the sense of the negativity because it ain't sunshine and rainbows on this earth, Right. So anyway, let's talk about today.
Okay, so today all 100 plus HBCUs across the United States continue to play a vital role in American prosperity, academically, socially, and economically. HBCUs are also becoming a magnet for international students, largely due to their strong academic programs, affordability, and diverse and inclusive environments. So although HBCUs were originally founded to educate Black Americans, today 1 in 4 students, 24% enrolled at HBCUs, is non-Black.
Now, in my opinion, that is pretty high percentage. In my opinion,
yeah, because I know when I stated earlier, I had 21%.
Mm-hmm.
That's from 2014.
Right.
So, this is some updated information. So that 21 have gone up 3%. So it's 24%.
Yeah. And like I said, just check out this website. It also has like a timeline of certain accomplishments that not only HBCUs but just people, teams, stuff like that. Just the whole nine.
It's a good resource.
Please check out this website. It'll be down in the description. It's hbcufirst.com, and it's just the whole history timeline of HBCUs.
Yep.
And it's a good thing to read on these things because we talk about certain things like this in the first place. Talk about HBCUs, talk about people in history,
right?
And we mentioned a couple people even in the podcast episodes on certain HBCUs that they went to,
right?
Or even just colleges that they went to. I know one of them went to Clark. We talked about that. I don't know who that was. Was it?
Who went to?
It was a woman.
No,
no, it wasn't.
Who?
Clark University.
Oprah went to Tennessee State University.
No. We talked about on the podcast. Somebody went to Clark University.
I know.
It wasn't called Clark at first, but nowadays it's called Clark University. It was called something else.
Lavinia?
Yeah, I think it was her specifically. If not, I'll probably pull up the right person who it is. But
okay, so we're going to take a break and come back and give you the top 25 HBCUs in 2024.
All right, Mama, start talking because we got a long list here, and I know this is going to take more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so we're going to start with number 25. Number 25 is Bluefield State University. Mm-hmm. Bluefield State University is located in Bluefield, West Virginia. It is a public institution. Student enrollment is 1,358. Bluefield State University was founded in 1895 and just became a university in 2022.
Which is pretty recent, in my opinion.
With the introduction of the Masters of Business Administration program, the university accepts 97% of undergraduates who apply and has no undergraduate application fee.
Which is always good.
Right. Elementary education and teaching and general studies are the most common majors for Bluefield State University. Mm-hmm. Okay, number 24 is Fayetteville State University, which is located in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's a public institution. The student enrollment is 6,748. Fayetteville State University is part of the University of North Carolina system. The school's motto is, I'm not going to say that in French, but it means, in Latin, but it means these not words. Just over 4,000 students apply each year, with 82% receiving acceptance letters. 19% of these students will go to attend the following fall. All right, so that's Fayetteville State University. Mm-hmm. Thank you for seeing that. Mm-hmm. All right, number 23 is Bowie State University.
Never heard of it.
Bowie State University is located in Bowie, Maryland. It's a public institution. The student enrollment is 6,308. Bowie State University is the oldest HBCU in the state, having been founded in 1865. Student athletes are known as the Bulldogs and are cheered on by Butch the Bulldog, their mascot. With over 20 undergraduate majors available, business administration and management is the most commonly chosen. Mm-hmm. Number 22 is Clark Atlanta University. The first HBCU in southern United States is Clark Atlanta University. Was founded in 1865. It's located in Atlanta, Georgia. The institution is private. Mm-hmm. The student enrollment is 4,055. The school accepts 58.2% of students, has a 70% first-year retention rate, and an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. Popular majors among students include business administration and management, radio, television, and digital communication, and biology.
I
All
did
right.
look at Clark University as well as an option when I was looking around, but Savannah called my name more than Clark, in my opinion. That's just me. But who knows in the future? But that is Clark Atlanta University right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number 21 is Prairie View A&M University. Prairie View is in Prairie View, Texas. The institution is public. The student enrollment is 9,400, which is a pretty good amount.
Yeah.
The most popular majors at Prairie View A&M University are registered nurse, criminal justice and safety studies, and health and physical education and fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the NCAA Division One FCS, student athletes are known as the Panthers and Lady Panthers. They wear purple and gold and participate in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, which is known as the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
Number 20 is Lincoln University. Lincoln University is located in Pennsylvania. The institution type is public. The student enrollment is 1,916. Lincoln University was America's first degree granting HBCU. The school receives about 3,500 applications a year and accepts 80% of them. 73% will stay on after the first year at the school. Famous alumni have included okay, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, poet Langston Hughes, and former U.S. Ambassador to Botswana, Horace Dawson.
You always got to get fancy with it because that Supreme Court judge,
I
don't you?
do. I had to give him his dues. I mean, Thurgood Marshall was the first black
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Court justice.
What he got? I'm gonna say. What year?
Landmark case was Roe versus Wade.
Oh, okay. You know your history.
I
Well,
do.
I know. I'm gonna say his name was not heavy in my history books when I was going to school, but I think you told me when we were talking about that subject anyway back, I believe not middle school. I think it was like in high school.
Mhm.
But specifically, you were talking about he was one of the first to be like on that case. I'm like,
No, he I'm not mis. He was a lawyer before he became a Supreme Court justice. So he
okay.
had some cases that he was the attorney for when he was a lawyer, and that can be a whole nother thing as
Yeah,
far as his history as well, because
yeah.
he used to travel to places to represent black people at that
Mm-hmm.
time, and he was very good, very very good.
It's good to know.
Yep.
To always refresh on my history, of course.
Mhm.
All right, number 19.
Number 19 is Morgan State University. Making sure
Drop
that
it.
okay, Morgan State University right here. So Morgan State University, the largest HBCU in Maryland. Morgan State University got its start as the Seminary Biblical Institute, a
Mm-hmm.
seminary.
Mm-hmm.
It would be named Morgan College in 1890 and became a university in 1975, where history meets the future. It's the motto of the liberal arts school. Popular majors include liberal arts and sciences, business administration, and management and psychology. The school is located in Baltimore, Maryland. The student enrollment count is 8,469, and it is a public institution.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 18.
Yeah, I got it in the right place this time. It's Elizabeth City State University.
Mm-hmm.
Located in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. It's a public institution. The student enrollment is 2,054. Elizabeth City State University is a member school of the University of North Carolina system, and its motto, I'm not going to say it in, oh, okay,
Latin.
well, it's not in Latin. So
Okay.
its motto, they said, doubles as a great life lesson. So it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The motto is to live is to learn.
Okay. So short and sweet.
It's short and sweet. So the college offers 68% of students institutional grants, athletics, scholarships, and resources to help them better afford tuition. The common majors on campus include multi interdisciplinary studies. Okay, that's a word to think about.
That's a mouthful
Right.
sentence right there.
Interdisciplinary studies. If I'm not
Get
on
the words
camera,
out, baby. Get
right.
the
If I'm not on camera, then I can say it, but I'm on camera, so I'm
I know we trying to like get it
Right.
all the information out all
Right.
when it's like we don't know.
Business administration and management and criminal justice and safety studies. So
Flippy flip.
okay. So
17.
number 17 is Virginia State University. Founded in 1882 as the Virginia Normal and Collegiate Institution, Virginia State University is a member of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Except the 96% of students, VSU also has a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio and a 76% first year retention rate. Athletes are known as the Trojans and wear orange and blue. The school is located in Petersburg, Virginia. Institution is public, and the student enrollment count at that time is 4,300.
Speak of that is number 16, which is Jackson State University.
JSU. Jackson State University, one of the largest HBCUs in the United States. Jackson State University dates back to 1877. The motto is challenging minds, changing lives, and famous alumni have included Robert Brazil, Rod Page, Walter Payton, and Cassandra Wilson. Biology is the most commonly chosen major, followed by interdisciplinary studies and social work. That word comes out again. Student enrollment is 7,080. It is a public institution and located in Jackson, Mississippi on Lynch Street, because I went to the school.
But they talk about your experience a little bit anyway at Jackson State anyway.
It was really a short stint.
I know it was a year and a half,
Yeah.
but still, talk about your year and a half.
I mean, the
experience.
campus, the thing about it is,
I know you're talking about more since when you were there.
I was in the 80s.
I'm 80s, 90s. Okay, so
Yeah,
like
in the 80s.
it might be dated talk, of course, but still though, it's still an experience from like your mindset, in my opinion, at the time. So just talk about it.
I mean, I liked the school. I went there. They did have, I did have some foreign instructors, which was really good. One of my instructors, I remember him. His name was Professor Aparnati from Africa. He was my, I want to say he was my business law instructor. But, you know, when you go into schools like that, the institution, the class sizes, to me, were big compared to me graduating from a junior college. I went to Hines Community College in Raymond, Mississippi, and I graduated from there. And then I went to another school, but I ended up being at Jackson State. But anywho, went to a few football games. I like that. You know, of course, I'm all about halftime. I do like football in general. I will watch the game, but to me, the halftime show
is always the
takes
ticket,
everything.
in my opinion.
So,
you see the band, you see the majorette dancers, you see the crowd going crazy.
And I just read I just seen the title of an article saying that Jackson State University band is the most sought out band to do things. You know, people they booking them to come and perform. And I know the whole band cannot go. They do take, you know, so many of the band members for performance type things. So it's all about, you know, your GPA, whether your attendance, you know, this and that.
I'm saying also as well, sometimes they just like have people that they have for like in-game stuff, and they have the show teams and stuff like that. That's what they normally do.
The travel team.
Right. And it just makes it a lot more easier sometimes as well. It's like sometimes you can either qualify or you could try out in the first place for those certain teams.
And then just like you said with the dancers.
Right,
you know,
with the major dancers. Sometimes you can...
From us watching those shows, you see that everybody don't perform every week.
Specifically, been watching Bring It. I do it every year. I don't know why, I just do. And I just been getting back in my neck into majorette dancing and everything like that. I'm like, I love it so much, in my opinion, and they, in my opinion, gave a really big insight, especially at the time, in my opinion, for it. I'm not saying whatever happened, why it stopped, but still though on the sense of when it first started in the first place.
Everything have its run.
Right, I'm gonna say when it first started in the first place, when it had like, the to give insight of the South, how matriarch dancing is and how big it is, in my opinion.
How big it is at HBCUs.
Right, and everything like that. So, and how she wanted, like, if after when you graduate, you do go to like HBCU, you can at least try out for like their matriarch team, and you already know like the basic skills because of what we already trained you to do.
Yeah, and it won't be as hard for you because you know the expectations.
Right.
And then she even taking them to some of those institutions so they can watch those young ladies perform, and because several of her girls went to HBCU.
A lot of them, and it shocked me. I'm like, wow, okay, it's like a really big impact.
Some of them became captains of those dance lines. So,
but yeah, I mean, just with that, it's really good to always see like the band and like how they really get into it and how they just perform they butts off.
It show you how hard the band practice.
One team, one dream. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, you say one team, one dream. From drumline, one band, one sound. So I like.
Love both
make me go back and watch drumline again. Nick Cannon played that role. He did a good job, and the other actors did as well. Because I think Zoe Santana was in there as well. Santana, I think that's her name.
Anyway, what's the topic again?
Oh, okay. We're at the top 10.
Oh,
okay,
no,
we're number 15. Okay, number 15 is Claflin University.
Never heard that.
I haven't either. But
we learned to learn today.
Originally known as Claflin College and founded in 1869, Claflin University is the oldest HBCU in the state of South Carolina, and they're located in Orangeburg, South Carolina. The school accepts only 62.8% of students because it's a private institution. It has a 13-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio and a 71% first-year retention rate. Athletes are known as the Panthers and Lady Panthers and wearing orange and maroon. Participants in baseball, softball, and track and field. The student enrollment is 1,866. All right. Number 14. Xavier, University of Louisiana.
I heard of this one before.
It's the only Catholic HBCU, accepting 95.3% of students.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Xavier University of Louisiana has a student-to-faculty ratio of 13-to-1 and a 69% first-year retention rate. Biology is the most popular major, followed by psychology, public health, and chemistry. 126 students athletes wear gold and white and participate in the Red River Athletic Conference. The student enrollment is 3,604. As I stated, it is a private institution, and it is located in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Talk about the Red River. That made me think of the Red River Revel, specifically that they will hold specifically in Shreveport. I don't know if they still do it in Shreveport. I think you said they still do, like back in 2022. About you told them to stop sending you emails and stuff like that.
Yeah, they still do it.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, living in the South, aka in Louisiana, Crawfish County, as I would put it, specifically hearing about that, especially from my church, because I know a few church kids went to that. I'm gonna say went to that, in my opinion, and also specifically. Speaking of the Red River Rebel, made me think of my dancing days. So going to that and just support small businesses, support just in general. Even I think one time they usually will bring the bands and stuff like that sometimes, and also they did brought bands because it was a parade normally most of the time, because I think when they usually do it is like Mardi Gras time, so they'll bring in the bands and sometimes even HBCUs and stuff like that to that. So it's really good to see that. And I know sometimes as well they'll even like some schools will have like, hey, you can come to our school and stuff like that down there too. But it is what it is, and I heard of it before. You can flip the paper. And we started right here, number 13. But
number 13, because she is digressing a lot.
I am trying my best, but I'm having fun doing this. That's why I like to talk.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Number 13 is Fisk University. Fisk University is a private institution. It has a student enrollment of 942.
That's the lowest of the bunch
That's
that
the
we
lowest that
heard.
we've seen, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's located in Nashville, Tennessee. So Fisk University's 40-acre campus is named on the National Register of Historic Places, and the school itself dates back to 1866.
That's a long time
Yeah.
ago.
The school accepts only 61% of applicants,
Maybe that's why.
11.2% of which will attend the following fall. Less than 25% of students attending are from Tennessee, so a majority of other students come from Georgia, Illinois, and Texas.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So
This one, which is number 12.
number 12 is North Carolina Central University. So originally known as the National Religious Training School for, we're not going to say, I'm going to say Chautauqua. Okay, she's going to spell it for you.
Yeah, like
For
it'll
the
be on the
colored
screen.
race. Yeah. North Carolina Central University dates back to 1909. North Carolina Central University has a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio, a 74% first year retention rate, and accepts 76.1% of applicants. Criminal justice, safety studies, and business administration and management are the two most popular majors. The student enrollment is 7,953. It is a public institution, and it is located in Durham, North Carolina. Number 11, Dillard University.
Have heard of this before.
Yep. Although Dillard University was founded in 1930, its history goes further back. It incorporated institutions that dates back to 1868. Straight University and Union Normal School. Dillard University is fairly selective, accepting only 55% of students, and offers almost all students financial assistance to attend. So it is a private institution. It's located in New Orleans, Louisiana, and student enrollment is 1,202. So that's not that many students.
No. But you want to take a little break before we get into the top 10 anyway?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a little break. She's quenching her thirst.
Yeah, that was 15 universities I read about.
I know. And I'm sipping over here because I'm like trying to make sure we get.
Basically, you keep me in line.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want that.
Okay, so let's get into the top 10, which is gonna be all on this side, so you don't
Okay.
have to look at that no more. For you to not look at that no more, because I know how.
Well, I got numbers there, so
I
I'm
know.
gonna be good.
Okay, I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about me because my eyes jump.
Number 10 is Howard University. Howard University is located in Hampton, Virginia. The institution is private. The student enrollment count is 3,317.
Is this Howard? You mean Hampton?
Oh, my bad.
Rewind.
Both of them. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's say this again. Number 10 is Hampton University. Located in Hampton, Virginia. Institution is private. Student enrollment is 3,317. Somebody from church goes to Hampton University.
I didn't know that. That's pretty neat.
I'll tell you who it is when we get off camera.
All right.
Because I don't want to say their name while we're on camera.
Say we don't want to dox them like that.
Right. So located on the banks of the Hampton River, Hampton University is an HBCU that dates back to 1861. It was founded on a former plantation and was designed to educate former slaves. The school's motto is the standard of excellence in education for life, with a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. The university has an 81% first year retention rate. Number 9 is Delaware State University, often abbreviated to DSU. Is a fairly selective school with an acceptance rate of about 99%. That's good. Let's take that back. Rewind that back. With an acceptance rate of about 59%.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, like 99, but that's pretty high. That
Right.
means y'all take anybody.
The three most popular majors at DSU are mass communication, media and or media studies, psychology, and criminology. The DSU Hornets compete in the NCAA Division One at athletics and wear red and Columbia blue.
Hmm.
They're located in Dover, Delaware. There's a public institution and they have 5,200 students. All
Enroll,
right, number 8, Alcorn State University.
which we have heard before. You live in the
Yes,
South.
because I am from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Alcorn State University was probably about an hour and a half away from Vicksburg, Mississippi, when I was young. Now that's probably 4 lanes, and you can get down there quicker. Headed down 61 South from in Vicksburg.
Anyway,
Founded in 1871, Alcorn State University is the nation's oldest historically black land grant university and the second oldest public university in Mississippi. Alcorn has earned nationwide recognition not only for being affordable, but also for its excellence in nursing, music, STEM, education, agriculture, and the liberal arts, and it has a 75% first-year retention rate.
that is high. That
Yeah.
means we going to continue on with y'all. That's all that is.
Yep.
Which that's pretty nice.
It's located in Lorman, Mississippi. It's a public institution. Its student enrollment is 3,074. Number 7 is Winston-Salem State University, founded as the State Industrial Academy in 1892. Winston-Salem State University, WSSU, is part of the University of North Carolina system. The school's motto is Enter to Learn, Depart to Serve, and the most popular major by far is an RN, registered nurse, athletics, also known as the Rams, and the school newspaper is called the News Argus. It's located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It is a public institution, and the student enrollment is 5,226. Number 6 is North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, also known as North Carolina A&T. It's a public historically black research university. The North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, sometimes simply called A&T, was established in 1891. It is the largest HBCU in the United States and offers over 50 undergraduate degrees. So the most popular majors include liberal arts and sciences, psychology, and sport and fitness administration. This school has a student enrollment of 13,322.
That's the highest we have seen
Yes,
today.
it is a public university, and it is
and for a public school at that.
Right,
you know?
located in Greensboro, North Carolina.
That is really nice.
Yep.
That's nice. All right, flippity flip. And our top 5. We have
Number
our
the
top 5.
Number 5 is Tuskegee University. Tuskegee University, or TU, is a private historically black university located on a 5,200-acre campus that has been named the Tuskegee Institute National Historic Site.
That is a big, big, big school.
Right. Known as the Golden Tigers, student athletes wear crimson and old gold and are part of the NCAA Division II. Mm-hmm. Students enjoy a 9-to-1 student to faculty, and the school has a strong 80% first-year retention rate.
That's pretty high, too.
Very high. Located in Tuskegee, Alabama, the student enrollment is 2,654, and it is a private institution.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4 is Morehouse College. Morehouse College is a historically black men's college that was founded in 1867. It's located in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a private institution. The student enrollment is 2,554. Its famous alumni that have attended the college include Martin Luther King Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, and Don Clendenin. Their motto is, I'm not going to say it in Latin because I don't speak Latin, but and there was light. The college has a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio and an 86% first year retention rate. Very high.
That is real nice.
I think that was like the highest one we've had so far.
I think so. I think so. Anyway, we are down to the top three. Top three. Next page.
Okay.
I'm just trying to help.
Florida A&M, also known as FAMU, the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, is the only public historically black university in the state of Florida. It's located in Tallahassee, Florida. It's a public institution. The student enrollment is 9,000. FAMU accepts only 35.7% of students, 37.1% of which will go on to attend in the fall. With an 89% first-year retention rate, many students choose to major in health services, allied health, and health sciences.
That is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Number two, Howard. So, excellence in truth and service is the motto of Howard University. The university boasts an impressive 91% first-year retention rate, offering undergraduate, graduate, professional, and joint degree programs which span over 120 areas of studies. The university's most popular major is biology, followed by political science and government, public relations, advertising, and applied communications, and psychology. It is a private university located in Washington, D.C. Student enrollments, which is the second highest of the top 25, is 12,065.
Wow.
And
to our number one HBCU out of the 25 HBCUs in 2024 goes to
the ladies of Spelman College. Spelman College, a historically black women's college.
Which we love that.
The second oldest in the United States. Spelman College is part of the Atlanta University Center Academic Consortium. 96% of students attended received institutional grant aid of $7,300. Well, again, the grant aid is an average of $7,376, and 91% will stay on after their first year, with a 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Psychology and biology are the two most popular majors. Flip this over, and it give me.
I think it got cut off.
It got cut off, but it is located in. I want to say it's in Atlanta as well.
I believe so. But yes, I can look it up right here real quick. He says I have the tab open. Hopefully it'll pop up quick. But while we're waiting for this page to load, before we tell y'all everything, this is very interesting to read all of these. So there you go.
Yeah, I was right. So it's located in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a private institution, and the student enrollment is 2,417. So let's give it up for the top 25 HBCUs, the best HBCUs in 2024.
Yeah.
They give you a list to go by.
Yeah. I mean, if you're my age, or even at any age, to be honest with you, you think about any of these colleges, we just did a free advertisement for 25 of them.
Right.
So, there you go. And specifically, I mean, this is very interesting and really good insight just to see 25 out of like the 100
yep.
HBCUs, just to get recognition on just a few, just a handful, you know. I really enjoyed doing this, in my opinion. You talked about doing this topic anyway and giving a lot of insight to HBCUs and everything like that. And doing this, in my opinion, just brings a smile to my face just to hear about it.
Well, we only did 25%.
Yeah.
They said it's over 100, so we just took a little bite of the apple.
Yeah. Good sound effect. Good sound effect. Good sound bite. One day I'm going to learn how to program this soundboard, and it's going to be a great time, I swear. But
I'll
anyway.
have to get a better one up.
Maybe.
To have more things on it.
Maybe one that actually can be customizable.
Right.
But anywho, specifically, we're going to take a break, and we're going to end the podcast. Alrighty, folks. hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast
I
episode.
did. I
If
did.
you did, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you want to listen to the audio version. Please rate us on there because that's all those accounts care about, in my opinion. And specifically, you can leave a like on this video and comment down below if you've been to any of these HBCUs.
Right, right. We would like to know that.
Yeah, like your personal experience or anything like that. Keep it short and sweet, and we will reply to them if you are, I'm going to say, you're willing to share with us like that. Specifically, you can go to our website and our blog post will be up by then on this little segment that we did anyway. It's at www.whatsthetopicagain.com, and I just been enjoying doing this, in my opinion.
Right.
And we have a little surprise for you guys. Ooh, we got a little surprise.
What's the surprise?
The surprise is on the sense that we might have a special guest next week, and it might be someone significant to us in our Black history for sure. And hopefully we can find a way to maneuver.
Get it done. Right. I think we can get it done.
And plus, we're gonna even have like an extra bonus episode with that too, just to give more Black history, in my opinion. Just like almost just do a roster, like a little list or something like that. We don't know what is gonna be the main thing about, but we know for sure it's gonna be dealing with Black history for sure. So we're very excited about that.
I think they would bring a whole lot of insight as far as from our history and her own personal history. Yeah, definitely.
I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned. So subscribe and just follow us, in my opinion, and we'll keep y'all updated when it's going to be posted anyway, because that bonus video will probably be posted maybe Tuesday, Thursday.
Right.
We don't know yet. But
we'll know definitely it'll be by the end of this month.
But we'll let you know on our community tab and also our blog post beforehand, anything of the sort. Any final notes, Mama?
No, just keep on taking care of yourself. Mental health is one of the things that we deal with today in our society. So make sure you take care of your mental health. Take care
of our physical health
and physical self. Take some time for yourself. I don't care what's 10 or 15 minutes out the day. Just give yourself that time to be alone with yourself, and just to relax and breathe for a moment. Maybe soak up as far as what you've done for the day or what you're planning on doing for the day. I know with me, I start my day off with praying, so that kind of like get me through the entire day, and just pray some more throughout the day and this and that. But just make sure you take care of yourself, and I do appreciate that for the people who've taken the time out to listen to our podcast. I really enjoy spending the time that I spend with you doing the podcast. And we'll see you all next week in these streets.
We'll see you guys next week. All right. Bye-bye.